Hello, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well, and we are back. So, a while back, maybe 2 weeks ago or something, when I started this channel, I made a video which is called Why You're Being Gangstalked. And in this video, I talked about the reasons why I believe that targeted individuals have been selected to be put in this program, and why why is it that people even experience gang stalking to begin with. I proposed certain reasons, and I suggested that it seems pretty evident that the government is testing out certain let's say tools for coercive control. They're trying to see if they can use gang stalking a program as a way to control the population, and they can have assert more dominance and control over the population. And this, of course, is being tested out on targeted individuals first, with potentially down the line in maybe a couple of years, 10 years, 20 years, that this would be rolled out. If successful, it would be rolled out on a much larger scale to assert even bigger control of the masses. Anyway, this video is going to be a sequel to that first video, Why You're Being Gangstalked. This is part 2. Basically, I'm going to give other reasons why the government is targeting you. Now, just because the government has some specific reasons to do this to you doesn't mean that there is not other reasons which qualify you to be involved in this program. And there is, of course, something about targeted individuals that makes them very likely targets, or that makes them good targets as far as the government is concerned. There's a reason why, it's sort of like, yeah, we get it. We get why the government would target certain individuals, but why specifically these individuals? Could it be that there is something special about these people that is making them be chosen to be targeted? As in, could it be that there is some kind of characteristics or prerequisites or something based upon which the government would choose somebody? So they they wouldn't just choose some random person. They have some kind of criteria that they use to select the people that would be gangstalked. Okay, yeah. Of course, if you know anything about the history of gangstalking, it started as Zersetzung, which was used by the Stasis in East Germany, and it was mainly to suppress and control and subdue whistleblowers, or people that were intellectually oriented, people who were smart, that could figure out the lies of the regime and expose them and that sort of stuff. Those were the people that were attacked. So nothing has really changed, except that you don't really have to be an immediate threat to the government. You don't have to be an actual whistleblower. You don't have to actually be, some sort of intellectual that has some kind of, intention to expose the government or anything like that. It doesn't have to really be that way. You just have to be a person that would fit that criteria, and that would get you targeted. So, for example, basically what the government is doing is it is targeting and getting a lot of people gangstalked, especially the people who are, you could say, the people who are the smartest, but more so the people who have discernment, as in the people who are able to discern what is true and what is false. So the types of people who are very good at telling the difference between the truth and the lies. People who can see through the bullshit, the lies, the deceptions of the government, of the society, and these sort of things. So if you're one of those people who are very good at exposing falsehood, you can easily pick up on lies, manipulations, deceptions, that sort of thing. If you're very finely attuned to these things, you're going to get targeted, basically. And the reason for this is the people who rule, the people who are on top of the hierarchy, they don't want a bunch of intelligent, smart people who are very good at telling the truth and the falsehood apart. from just walking around a society and communicating freely and exposing the truth and that kind of stuff. Because eventually, what it's going to lead to, this is what the government thinks. Eventually, what it's going to lead to is that these people are going to get together and maybe create some kind of revolution or depose the government, or you know what I mean. So it is actually in the interest of the government to suppress and subdue these types of people and keep them on their knees because they're basically a danger to the stability of the government. And on the other hand, it is better for them to promote the really stupid, dumb people, the sheepish people who don't understand anything, because not because these people are better or have more value to offer, or because they are smart or they have something to offer. They don't. They don't have anything to offer. They are not smart. They are quite stupid. And but the reason why they're being promoted is not because of their value or worth, because they're actually worthless. Funny enough, it is the contrary. It's because they are so dumb and stupid that it would be very easy to manipulate. They don't offer any, they don't present any danger to the government. So there is no need to be hostile towards these people. These people can be promoted. They can be used as pawns in the gang stalking schemes. You can go to them, especially these narcissistic people that I talked about many times. That'd be very easy to just approach them, say, hey, you know what, government wants you to do a couple of things. Would you be willing to do it? We'll give you money. We'll give you gift cards, whatever, sign an NSA. And they would just do it. And they wouldn't, no questions asked. They're not going to ask questions because they're really dumb. And the problem with really dumb and stupid people is that they do not have the ability to see the bigger picture. They can't see the bigger picture of things, like, this involvement of mine with the gang stalking. What is the repercussions? What is the bigger picture? Like, how is this affecting society? Or, you know what I mean? Like, what are you actually getting involved with? That kind of thing. They don't think that way. They don't really think. They're like dumb animals. They just think, oh, cool, you're going to give me gift cards? And all I have to do is just harass some random dude, call him names, and then run away or something like that. I'll do it, man. For $50, for $100, I'll do it. And they're not going to think about, because they're so dumb, they're not going to think about the bigger picture. They're not thinking about what they're really doing, just how corrupt what they're doing is, and the repercussions on society and on, what I mean? So that's really how it is. So that's actually the reason, very simply, why the government, it's like, I like to give the example of an onion, basically. That it is true that one onion is one onion, but there is, just because it's an onion does not mean that there is not multiple, layers. Actually, an onion could have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers, but they all make up one onion. So just because, one of the reasons why the government is gang stalking you is because they're trying to test out certain control tactics on the population to control the population, doesn't mean that there is not other reasons. It's kind of like two birds with one stone is exactly very much applicable in this situation. Is two birds with one stone. They are trying to test out these control tactics. They want to see if they're effective. And if they are, confirm that they are effective, then they're going to use them and roll them out on the masses. But there is other reasons as well, is to subdue and control, specifically to manage the people who are smart enough to be able to present a danger to the government, by exposing corruption, by exposing all the bad things that the government is doing. And that is something that they are afraid of. So that is like a second reason. So of course, if you've been selected for targeting, you're definitely somebody that is smart enough and intelligent enough that they can differentiate between, you can see through the lies of society, you can see through the bullshit, you can tell apart the truth from the falsehood, and that is something that they don't want. They want to promote people who are stupid, people who are dumb, people who cannot tell the difference between the truth and the lies, and who are just gonna, keep their head down and do as they're told, sort of thing, without asking questions. And that's convenient for them. So it's not because these people are better. It's not because these people have more value or worth. They do not. But it's just also quite inconvenient for the government to have a bunch of smart, intellectually oriented people that can expose them. Obviously, that's something that they do not want. So this is pretty much what it boils down to. Um, there could also be other reasons why people are being gang stalked. I might talk about it. If I figure something out, I'll probably make a third part to talk about that. But as far as I can see, this is definitely one of the reasons. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched the comedian George Carlin. He passed away a couple of years ago. He was really funny. He was actually one of my favorite comedians. I love that guy, to be honest. And he used to talk about this actually quite openly in his skits. And he would say, for example, that basically the government wants people who are only smart enough to keep pushing the buttons, but not smart enough to ask the right questions. To ask questions, why are we doing this, or you know, to ask any sort of inconvenient questions. That's exactly what's going on. Really, the government just wants people to push buttons, smart enough to push the buttons, but not smart enough to ask more relevant questions. And of course, you guys probably know about George Orwell on 1984. That was a beautiful book. There was also a movie made about the book. I actually recommend you guys read the book and that you watch the movie as well, because both of them are really good. So, it just goes to explain basically how the government deals with people, and how there's all this control and corruption and all these things. Anyway, guys, I don't have much to add to this topic. This has been basically part two of why you are being gang stalked. I've explained to you some of the reasons why targeted individuals might be selected for gang stalking, and that's basically how it is. Hope you guys like this, and I'll see you in the next one.